For the second year in a row, a Ben Roethlisberger goal line interception has reset the AFC playoff picture late in the season. You got a little deja vu watching that, Evan, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. It definitely had the feeling of, like, so Steelers, right? Like,
so...
they need to win a game. They're right on the doorstep, and Ben throws a pick. Then after the game, he's like, I've earned the right to throw that pick.
It never fails. And by never fails, I mean he always fails at the goal line. This is the Foxborough Report. It is brought to you by our friends at Action Heat. If you're looking to stay warm at Patriots playoff games this winter, you have to check out actionheat.com. It's heated clothing you can wear. It's like a heated car seat you can put on. They got vests, jackets, gloves, hats, socks, anything you could need. And we can help you save 20% off if you use the coupon code NEWSFEED at actionheat.com or go to actionheat.com/newsfeed. 2 ways to save. All great products. All right, so Evan, the Big Ben interception has things in flux. It was pretty clear going into Sunday. Chiefs, Steelers, Patriots.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, the Chargers are in the picture, right?
The Houston Texans.
Houston rolls over Tennessee on Monday night.
Yep.
So I think we can consider those 5 teams as the top of the AFC, right? And I'm not saying that...
It's a good top, too.
Right.
There's good teams in the AFC.
And I want to clarify, I'm not saying the Texans are equal to the Chiefs or anything like that, but those are the 5 teams gunning for it. Those are the contenders. Some people would want to throw the Colts in. We're going to put them as a tier below. But let's start with this. Strength of schedule. Those 5 teams remaining, give me hardest to easiest.
Well, I think the easiest strength of schedule is, quite honestly, the Houston Texans.
You're going to go backwards the way I said.
I'm sorry, because that one is like just that's like so clearly so clearly the easy one to pencil in as the easiest
AFC
one.
South, you got the Jaguars, you got the Titans.
They have their like tough games are against the Jaguars, who obviously haven't had the season they want, and the Eagles, who haven't had the season they want. When you look at that schedule before the season, you're like, oh wow, that's a tough back end of the schedule for the Houston Texans. Now all of a sudden it looks pretty easy. They've won 8 in a row. I mean, they're looking at finishing the season 12-4, something like that.
After an 0-3 start, suddenly, they could have a bye.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. They're kind of the team that I look at that could ruin, kind of crash the bye party for the Patriots, so to speak. That if they can continue to win how they have.
And that week 1 win for the Patriots, that head-to-head is looking huge right now.
Right. So the Patriots obviously have 2 tough games against the Steelers and the Vikings, but I put them right below the Houston Texans, or right above, I guess I should say, whichever way you want to look at it, because they have to play the AFC East. And you have 3 games against the AFC East.
Both sides are so way down, it's neutral.
Right. So you have the Bills and the Jets and the Dolphins on your schedule. Obviously, going to Miami is never easy for the Patriots, but week 16 and 17, back-to-back home games against the Bills and the Jets. We'll see if that week 17 game matters for the Patriots, but regardless if it does, it's a nice little easy matchup against the Jets at home. All right, and then next there, I think that it's pretty close between the Steelers and the Chiefs for the next hardest schedule. The Steelers, I think, have the hardest schedule because they have a couple tough games that I really think could give them some problems.
Are you putting the Chargers in there?
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Chargers.
Are we writing the Chargers off or no?
No, I think catching the Chiefs is going to be tough for them. Okay.
They do still play the Chiefs.
They still play the Chiefs, which is going to be an important game for seeding, I think, more so than necessarily them leapfrogging Kansas City. So I really look at. I would say those 3 teams are kind of next in that next tier of groupings. The Steelers, the Chiefs, and the Chargers have a pretty tough back end of the schedule.
I mean, the Steelers play the Patriots. They have to play the Saints.
Yeah, the Patriots and the Saints are tough.
They're in danger of ending up with a 4 seed after what looked like a very promising start to the season. You look at the way that those seeds play out. We've heard all the talk about nobody wants to go to Kansas City for the AFC Championship game, right? How important is it for the Patriots that they get a bye? And right now they have it, right? They're the 2 seed. How important is it for them to hold on to that bye? And how much do they need to possibly leapfrog the Chiefs and get to that 1 seed if they want to make a run at the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I think that holding the bye is the most important thing. I think the 1 seed would be nice. It would be nice, but I think that bye, the Patriots have never made a Super Bowl without the bye. They never won a Super Bowl, obviously, without the bye either. And that's kind of the most important thing to me because 2 things. 1, you have a 41-year-old quarterback, so a week off is never going to be a bad thing. Obviously, that makes that divisional round game a little bit easier, I think, sometimes too, because it gives Belichick a little bit of extra time to scheme up and game plan. Right, and do that whole thing as well. Yeah. So even though the Patriots aren't as automatic as you would think after the bye or after a playoff bye, they've only ever lost once after having a playoff bye against that Jets in 2010. So I think that is, the bye is the most important thing to me. And the other reason why I think it's the most important thing, just quickly, I'm not sold that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to lose in the divisional round quite yet. Like
they could end up with the Pittsburgh Steelers,
right? Or Houston, who are also
Houston, or even San Diego's a wild card team is the
right.
1 seed. They would get San Diego.
Yeah, Los Angeles, but I'll give you San Diego.
Who they would have already played twice. It's been how many years?
Yeah, but I listen, I understand that the Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes. I understand that makes this different for them, but it's still Andy Reid.
Right.
It's still the Chiefs. Like, I don't know. Something just tells me that if they play a team like Pittsburgh that has the history of winning in the playoffs and kind of knowing what to do once they get to that point of the season versus Kansas City, you're in a close game with a rookie, well, not a rookie quarterback, but a second-year young quarterback in Patrick Mahomes. You know how Andy Reid operates a clock. Like, if Patrick Mahomes ain't going to do anything to help, I just think that could be a dicey game for Kansas City. So I remember a few years ago, kind of reminds me when Baltimore upset the Broncos, who were the 1 seed, and the Patriots ended up being the 2 seed and got home field throughout. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying I wouldn't be shocked if it did.
And this is a team that's also, they've won AFC championship games in Pittsburgh and the like, so they're no strangers to going on the road. How realistic is it, though? So obviously you want the bye, you want the 1 seed if you can get it, but looking at all the schedules, looking at who's left, should fans start booking those tickets to Kansas City? Should they start, maybe booking tickets to
Atlanta?
Well, I wasn't even going to Atlanta. I was going to go on backwards. So they start booking tickets to Houston maybe for the divisional round.
Okay.
Like,
wow, you're much more realistic than me. I'm already booking tickets to Atlanta.
I'm not saying that that's what I think. I think the Patriots end up with the
I think the realistic question is everybody wants to know how elite are the Patriots right now? Are they really that good, or
is this just another Patriots team?
Right.
And that means elite. Like other teams, you say, is it just any other team? It's generally a bad connotation. When a Patriots team is just any other Patriots team, it's actually a positive connotation.
Right, and I think that my answer to that question is a little bit of a cop-out, is they're not elite yet.
Okay.
But I think they could be in the last 5 or 6 games of the season
we really
here.
haven't seen them healthy.
Right. They haven't seen them healthy. So I'm taking these next couple games, especially. These are 3 games where I think we're going to learn a whole lot about the Patriots. You have against Minnesota, at Miami, which has been a house of horrors for Tom Brady.
And then going to Miami on the road between those other two. That just screams trap.
Yeah, and then at Pittsburgh. In the next 3 weeks, we're going to learn, is this Patriots offense going to take a step forward? Is this defense better than last year or good enough like last year's was to still go on a playoff run? Then I can kind of understand, not understand, then I can make a nice evaluation of where if I think this team is any good. I think that evaluating them off of anything that's happened so far is kind of unfair. It's kind of all looking forward for me right now. But over the next 3 weeks, we're going to learn a whole lot about this Patriots team, whether or not some of the pundits out there, some of the sources and the execs that have been talking have said this Patriots team isn't as good as years past. Michael Lombardi going on his podcast saying not quite as good as years past. Let's see how they play the next 3 weeks. If they get beat a couple of times in the next 3 weeks, then I'll start to say, okay, maybe this team is more resembling of the 2009 Patriots team or something like that, where they're good still, but they're not that top tier. Yeah.
If you started booking your tickets for Atlanta yet, or Kansas City, or wherever, let us know in the comments down below and on Twitter at Patriots CLNS. This has been the Foxborough Report, brought to you by Action Heat. Check them out at actionheat.com with the coupon code NEWSFEED to save 20%. From Gillette Stadium, he's Evan Lazar. I'm Alex Barth. Thanks for watching.